Hey guys, welcome to DevOpsSchool. In this video tutorial, we are going to learn about Kubernetes. Kubernetes is developed by Google and it is an open source platform that automates container operations. It eliminates many of the manual processes involved in deploying and scaling containerized applications. After going through this tutorial, I promise you that the concept and understanding of the Kubernetes will be absolutely clear to you.
But before that, let me ask you a few things. Are you dreaming of a career with higher pay and more responsibilities? Or are you ready to take your skills to the next level this year? Then start investing in DevOpsSchool certification level courses which will help you to emerge skills for a wide range of entry-level roles and as well as higher potential future positions. But with thousands of courses online and in classroom worldwide, finding the right one for your career goals can be difficult. You can consider our courses like Agile Developer, Agile QA, DevOps Certified Professionals, Site Reliability Engineering, DevSecOps, and Masters in DevOps Engineering, where you will have access to well-structured, easy-to-follow course content that has been developed and will be delivered by industry professionals. You can join on our training programs globally through online platforms, and if you are looking for classroom workshops, then we have regular sessions available in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi NCR, Mumbai, and in Pune. Simply compare our many courses, find the one that suits your style and schedule best, and start today.
Kubernetes, why Kubernetes, and how Kubernetes work. Okay, so these are the three questions which is very important for each one of you to understand. And so for that, I will request you all to focus on the discussion. Okay, so let's get started. So as part of this session, I'm going to talk about how Kubernetes will bring health, wealth, and happiness. Okay, yes, Kubernetes will bring health, wealth, and happiness. So health for whom? Health for the employees, wealth for organization, and happiness for both of us. Right? So Kubernetes is a tool to get health, wealth, and happiness. So you need to know what is Kubernetes, Kubernetes architecture, how to install Kubernetes, how to work with the pods and deployment, and many more things. So let's get started. What is Kubernetes? What is Kubernetes? Yes. So in order to understand what is Kubernetes, you need to understand there are 4 questions answered. First question is, where did it come from? Divya, there is some background noise coming from your side. Can you please mute yourself? Hello. Is there any way I can mute all? Okay, yeah, I can do that. Okay, so here, what is Kubernetes? In order to know what is Kubernetes, you need to answer these 4 questions. First question is, where did it come from? Second, what does it do? Next, what does the name mean and why do we have it? So these are the 4 questions we're going to answer now. So guys, Kubernetes is born in Google. Okay. Donated to CNCF in 2014 as part of the open source initiative. This tool is written in Golang. Source code you can find at the handle, you can see that. Official website is kubernetes.io. Click channels are there, meetup groups are there. So this is the Kubernetes. Now from where it is coming from? Now if you look at this image here, there is one product which is Bog, proprietary one, Omega, proprietary one, and Kubernetes, which is open source. And if you see the relationship between the Bog, Omega, and Kubernetes, DNA is matching. Yes. So yes, what I'm trying to say here is, Kubernetes is not an evolution of Bog and Omega, but DNA is matching. Now you must be having a question in your mind, what is Bog and what is Omega? In short, I must tell you, Bog and Omega on which Google runs their application. Yes. The same application which you are using day and night, Google infrastructure, email, calendar, slides, and whatever, Google searches, whatever you are using, they run those applications using Bog and Omega. And the application which is so vast, so huge, billions of people are using every day, every night, day and night, which is highly available, never be down, highly secure. you have not experienced that downtime. And those applications run on the Bog and Omega, which is a proprietary product. And so Kubernetes has something similar capability. So that's why we think the DNA is matching from the Bog and Omega, because Kubernetes is also from the Google. Bog and Omega is also a Google proprietary product. So you can imagine the capability of Kubernetes, what you can do with Kubernetes. What is the meaning of it? What is the meaning of the Kubernetes? So Kubernetes is taken from the Greek word which is called helpsman. Now the question is, what is a helpsman? So guys, helpsman is a kind of person who steers a ship. Okay. So remember, helpsman is the person who steers the ship. And the size of the ship, it can be a small fishing boat, or it can be aircraft carrier or petroleum vessels, which is in terms of size, in terms of length, it can be 800 meters also, 600, 700 meters also. So just imagine the kind of ship, huge kind of ship. It can be managed by the one person, helpsman, whereas that small fishing boat also can be managed by the one person. So you can imagine Kubernetes can manage your entire data center. The size of the data center may have one machine or 2,000 machines or 5,000 machines. Kubernetes can manage. It will act like a helpman, the person who steers the ship. Same way, Kubernetes will handle all of your data centers of whatever the size, irrespective of the size of the server. So are you able to understand that? What is a Kubernetes? Guys?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. In short, we call it CARE. CARE is a Greek. So in short, we call it Kubernetes as CARE, which is for the Kubernetes system. So now, ultimately, yes, it's born in Google, donated to CNCF in 2014, open source, Apache 2.0 license. First release has happened in July 2015, written in Golang, and then you have all the information available at the public domain itself. Okay. Now next question is, why Kubernetes? Because you got to know what is Kubernetes, that's okay. So there should be some reason for it, right? Why you are learning Kubernetes? Why I am teaching you Kubernetes? Why your organization or everyone in the whole world in the software engineering are trying to migrate to Kubernetes? What are the benefits you are getting from the Kubernetes? And this is the questions which we're going to answer now. So guys, these two statements are very important. Please read it. Containers bring scalability challenges. Yes. The one technology you have learned from last 2 days has problems. In terms of scalability. And second statement is, you are not going to run application in your machine, in your laptop or in your VM. Of course, you're going to run applications nowadays, we run application in the data center. And in data center, you don't have one machine, you have thousands of machines, thousands of virtual machines, thousands of digital machines. So now, when we are using the containers to run our application, it has a problem in terms of scalability. And same time, data center has too many computers running. That's where you are running your applications. Maybe some containers. So how do you handle all these kind of challenges? Okay. So please read this two statements, and I'm going to simplify this statement. Okay. Look at my screen now. Let's get this understand. So guys, this is one host, okay? Think about it. More than reading, you have to think about it. This is one host, one VM on one physical machine. More or less it's a VM, okay? The one which you are using right now also. I'm also using the same VM, you are also using the same VM. Our platforms are different. You are on the private cloud, I am on the public cloud. Docker. Now, Docker can manage what? Tell me, Docker can manage what?
Images.
Docker can manage
Containers.
containers. Guys, I got 3 containers. 1, 2, 3. 1 container, 2 container, 3 containers. Now the limitation of this machine is what is inside a container you know by now. But the limitation of this machine, the VM, is I cannot run more than 3 containers in this host, in this node, in VM. So if I cannot run more than 3 containers in this VM, what should I do? You suggest me something.
We have to run in another VM.
Another VM. That's wonderful you said. I need to add more VMs. 1 VM, 2 VM, 3 VM, 4 VM, 100 VM. This is called cluster, guys. The multiple machines compute unit is being called cluster. So now I have to install Docker here also. Think. I have to install Docker here also. And this Docker will manage the container you know very well by now. Now guys, okay, fine. Just imagine you have 20 hosts of the containers where you have installed the Docker. Docker can manage the containers very well. You know that. But have you thought about it? Who will manage multiple Docker hosts? Have you thought about it? I'm talking about the production. I am not talking about running a container in your laptop or your VMs, which you've been doing from last 2 days. I am talking about the same technology you want to bring in data center. I'm talking about same technology you want to use it to run application in the data center at the mass level. Why you want to run containers? Why you want to run containers? Why you want to use containers? You know that. Saving cost and bringing the speed of the deployment. These are a few benefits which we have discussed. But the question is, who will manage multiple Docker hosts? Because Docker, by now you know that in and out of the Docker, Docker has no capability to manage another Docker. You know that. Docker has no capability to manage another Docker. So the question is, who will manage the Docker which is running at a multiple host? It may be 2, 3, 4 or 4,000. That's where we are talking about. Containers is a good. Containers are cheap. Containers is faster. Containers are better. But it has a problem. It cannot scale beyond the host. And the moment you scale beyond the host, there is no tool right now which we have in Docker. There is no feature what we have in the Docker which can manage your multi-host container. Did you understand that problem? Everyone?
Yes.
Second problem. Let's discuss about the second problem. I believe each one of you have done the proxy to the container to access from the outside. -p, external port, internal port. So tell me one thing. This is also Apache. Think. This is also Apache. This is also Apache. This is also Apache. So let's talk about this only. Now, load balancer, network load balancer, you know that, right? What is the rule of the network load balancer? I have repeated it multiple times, by the way.
Should be having the same port number with a different IP.
Correct. That's one thing. If I want to access, load balancer is outside. Okay, of course it will be outside. If I want to access and load balance 3 Apache, which is running in this host, would I be able to load balance or not? Would I be able to load balance or not?
So, if 3 Apache runs in a different port and the LB has been pointing to 3 different ports, right?
It will not work, right? Someone said actually, load balancer need a single port, different IP address. What you are getting here, if you access this Apache at the node port, you have to expose at the 80, 81, 82. You cannot expose same because at the node network, at the node level, you have only one network namespaces. So yes, load balancer will not be able to load balance that all 3 Apache. Why? Because all this will have to be exposed at a different port. So second problem what you have is how can we load balance the different containers? That's the question. Docker is solving the problem? No. We need some other solution. So now, guys, what we are trying to understand is limitation with the container technology. Containers are good, cheap, fast, but not good for production. Containers has a stability challenge. Who will manage the multiple Docker hosts? Who will make the container accessible to the load balancer? How? Docker has no such capability. Now, third problem which I'm going to discuss about. Third problem. Let's say, due to some issues, let's say you are running a production server, okay, just imagine, and hundreds of instances has to be running at a time. Suddenly there is a problem in the server. One VM got disappeared. So one VM got disappeared because of some reason, network, hardware, software, this, that, whatever it is, I don't care. But because of that, your node got disappeared, 3 containers got disappeared as well. So right now, earlier you were running the production on the 9 containers. Now you are running on the 6 containers. That means your response time for your client got increased by 30%. That means in a simple way, if I say, your site becomes slower. And you know what happens when site becomes slow. You lose the business, you lose the revenue. So, in the same way, I can run more applications automatically, not means some magical tool should be there, who should be running those applications. Let's say three containers is down, 3 containers should be created in some other machine. Okay, one in some other machine. Automatically, I should not be getting up in the midnight saying that production is down. You will not be getting a call L1, L2, L3, whatever it is. You will not be in a war room around 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the early morning. So, someone should be there to fix this kind of problem. Someone. Now this question mark, who's someone? Who's someone? Someone who can manage the multiple Docker hosts, someone who can make the load balancer accessible with the container, someone who can replace that, who can create that if something goes wrong with your desired state. Who's someone? So there's a 2 tool, guys. One is the Docker Swarm. You might have heard about it, Docker Swarm. And another tool which we are learning as part of the session is Kubernetes. So now you have understood why we are learning Kubernetes. We are learning Kubernetes because to overcome of the Docker limitation with the production servers. So Kubernetes can help us in this stuff. So Kubernetes can help you. So Kubernetes can also view entire data center as one computer. The same way Docker view entire your host as one computer, no matter how many CPU, RAM and storage you have to that compute unit. Docker view entire compute unit as a one compute unit. Same way Kubernetes has hundreds of machines, hundreds of nodes attached to it, and it's viewed as a one. So yes, we are starting to view the data center as one computer, and in that way Kubernetes can manage it. Okay, guys, did you understand what and why? Did you get this answer? What and why? Everyone.
Yes.
Now next question is, guys, you have to change your mindset also. If you are in a Kubernetes session, you have to change your mindset. Now, how do you change your mindset? It's all about the game between pets versus cattle. Okay. See, if you have a pet, what do? You just love them. You shower them. You feed them. If something goes wrong, you take them to the doctor. You feed them. You do everything, all these things what you can do with a pet. But right now you are not in a pet business. Earlier you were in a pet business, such as you were creating a container, starting a container, stopping a container, getting inside a container, checking the logs of the container, seeing the status of the container. If something is wrong with the container, you are troubleshooting with the container. All the commands you have learned are already. You were in the pet business, you were in the container business, but right now, I am trying to bring you all in the production business, where you have to manage the cattle business. Cattle business means, just imagine each one of you are the owner of the cattle business. Owner, I'm not saying that you are in a pet business. You are the owner of the cattle business and you have to deliver. Think, you need to deliver every day 100 liters of milk to your client. Let's say you have a few cattle and which you are able to deliver with the help of these cattle. You are able to deliver the 100 liters of milk. Now, because of some reason, some of your cattle are not performing well. It can be anything. It can be anything. I don't care. Being a client, I don't care. Maybe some of these cattle are not well. They could not produce the milk, so you could not deliver the 100 liters of milk. So will you go and say to the client, saying that, boss, wait, I am having problem with my cattle. I cannot deliver 100 liters of milk today. Do you think your client will accept this kind of argument in the production environment? Do you think? They will change the vendor itself. They will change you. Right? Don't you think so? Right, guys?
Yes.
Yes. So you have to have a cattle business mindset. No matter what happens, you have to deliver the 100 liters of milk. So what you will do as a business owner, one of the cattle or some of the cattle are not performing well, you will not troubleshoot, you will not go and fix them, try to fix them. Immediately you will replace with the working cattle. Your priority should be 100 liters of milk. And that is what kind of mindset you have to build in the Kubernetes class and Kubernetes session, because Kubernetes for the production. Kubernetes for the production environment. Kubernetes for the facing the end client. All the challenges, whatever you associated in Kubernetes is solving in terms of production environment. Okay, so you have to set your mindset in terms of cattle business owner mindset. Okay, so guys, ultimately what is the Kubernetes? So guys, Kubernetes is a container orchestrator. Yes, container, you know that. Orchestrator means bringing the container technology to the production level. That is what is all about the Kubernetes. In a short, when I say container orchestrator, running the container at the multiple hosts in your data center. How can you do that? With the help of the Kubernetes. We'll talk about how Kubernetes works a little bit later, but yes, it is like that. Kubernetes is also workload placement, because Kubernetes manages multiple nodes, multiple virtual machines, multiple physical machines. So it can place the work. When I say work means container is your work, remember. Workload means container. So it can decide where the container should be running and where the container should not be running. So equally Kubernetes will decide the workload in your cluster. And also Kubernetes is a infrastructure abstraction. Means you don't need to know how the complexity of the Kubernetes, but it works. You just don't need to complicate yourself. It works. How it works, but it works. Okay? So without knowing the complexity of the Kubernetes, everything you can get up and running within a few seconds with a few commands. And that's the power of the Kubernetes. And at last, desired state. So Kubernetes will help you to manage the desired state. That's what I've been telling you. If some of your containers are not working, nodes are not there, no problem. They will match the desired Kubernetes. You will not be called 3 o'clock in the morning, saying that production is down. Let's go get into the war room and let's fix it. Health will not be compromised. Who will do that on behalf of you? Kubernetes, not you. You just need to tell, I need 100 liters of milk every day, or you just need 100 containers every time it should be running. If it will become a 99 or 101, Kubernetes will match this state of your desire. That's their job, not yours. So ultimately, what is Kubernetes? Is a container orchestrator, workload placement, infrastructure abstractions, and desired state. Guys, did you understand that here? What is Kubernetes overall?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So guys, we have understood what is the Kubernetes, some of the benefits of Kubernetes, which include speed of deployment. Guys, we have a sales coming up. This Amazon sales coming up, and Flipkart sales is also coming up. The dates are, I think, 14th or 15th. Just imagine the scenario. How many people will be accessing before sale and after the sale getting started? Let's say you have 100 people accessing before the sale, and the moment sale gets started, your load is 1,000 people. I'm just giving you a number 10 times. Okay. That means earlier, before the sale gets started, you were running the infrastructure of Google, Amazon or Flipkart on 100 servers, and suddenly you have to increase the load to thousands of machines. How do you handle it? How do you deploy this application to 100 to 1,000? Because you do not want the people to leave your website without buying something. Correct? How do you get it? If you are on a physical servers or virtual machine, you won't be able to address this requirement, speed of deployment. You will not be able to address. So Kubernetes will give you the speed of deployment from 1 container to 1,000 containers or 1,000 containers to 1 container in 2 seconds. This is the kind of speed of deployment you get it, which you won't get it done with the help of the virtual machines and stuff like that. Same time, ability to observe changes quickly. When I say ability to observe changes quickly, that means in a simple word, if I say roll out few changes, simple, version 1 to version 2, version 2 to version 3. How can you roll out without having even a single millisecond of downtime? Have you got any emails from Google saying that, okay, we are doing, the services will be unavailable because of our downtime, our maintenance work. Have you seen these messages? No. They are never be down, not even milliseconds of the downtime you see. So this is kind of power, benefit you get it from the Kubernetes. How? We'll get into that, but right now just you are learning the benefits. Ability to observe change quickly and recover quickly also. So let's say some of my releases got bad. You have to immediately roll back within a second. I'm talking about a second, not minutes, not hours, not a day. I'm talking about everything should be done in seconds. Kubernetes will help you. And same time, high complexity in the cluster itself. That means how it is working, just forget about it, but everything will work. And every complexity, whatever it is having, it hides beneath the cluster itself. So these are the benefits of the cluster. So Kubernetes. So far what we have learned is what is Kubernetes and why Kubernetes. And next question is how Kubernetes works, and that question will be answered in terms of Kubernetes architecture. This is the third question which I am going to answer, not now but after lunch. Guys, any questions so far right now on what is Kubernetes and why Kubernetes? Any questions? Any questions, guys? Okay.
Thanks for watching. If you liked our Kubernetes session so far, please enroll for our channel membership $399 plan to get access of all the parts. Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest.
Thanks for watching.